Hey everybody, good morning. This is Laura from Haunted Ramblings, and we are here at Oak Hill Cemetery. And the reason I'm here is that sign, if you can see it. Sorry about the phone shaking. I'm standing in the shade because otherwise you may not see it. It says Ripley's Smallest Headstone. I forgot my selfie stick, so I don't know why I'm shaking this morning. I just am. It's kind of a nice, cool morning to be doing this, so I figured good time to come out and do this. And we're going to go find this. This headstone is said to be the smallest headstone, and the cemetery is actually quite haunted. The headstone is Ripley's, believe it or not, states that it's the smallest headstone in the world, smallest tombstone, and it measures. Hold on, my phone is doing weird things. I want to make sure it's still recording. And it measures 14 1/4 inches in length, 3 inches wide, and 2 1/4 inches tall. And it's a very unique little headstone. And it's right here in front of us. People bring out flowers. They bring out jewelry, change, and there's actually a little flag out here now. There's been a lot of misconceptions about this headstone. This is a very unique little headstone, and the name on the headstone is Lenny Crouch. This is a really unique little headstone. It is literally a very small headstone. Go back out. It looks, get my papers out of the way, just like a book. Lenny died April 26, 1898. And from what I read in the, what was it called? Bates County Democrat, when I looked it up in the library, she was 14 years old and she died due to continuing, someone's brought her earrings, jewelry, bracelets. When I was out here before, there was a really nice bracelet sitting here. And people are terrible. They will steal things on headstones and stuff. And it's really disrespectful to do that, but it is what it is. Anyhow, a lot of people think that Lenny was a guy. Lenny was a 14-year-old girl. In the paper, it said that she died from continuing lung problems, which back in the late 1800s could have been just about anything. And it's really nice to see that people bring flowers and everything still out to her grave. It mentions that she was related to Mrs. George Ford, and it mentions also that her dad was listed as Frank Crouch, but it did not list her mom's name. It said also that she was that she had 6 boys and 6 girls from her class, from her school, that were her pallbearers, which is really, really awesome. And I want to read exactly how it said, that they said in the paper, because I don't want people to come back on me. It said in the paper, the words were, they identified Lenny Crouch as a bright little colored girl, niece of Mrs. George Ford. Her father's name is listed as Frank Crouch, but no mention of her mother. It did say that she was 14 years old and died of ongoing lung problems. 6 boys and 6 girls who were her classmates were her pallbearers. That is such a unique little headstone. There are some other things that I want to show you here. There's also 2 other Crouches that are buried here, and they're infants. This is, pull this back, Leila Crouch, who lived only July, August, September, about 2.5 months in 1911. And then we have infant Crouch that died October 3rd, 1903. So this is a family that's lost children. Quite frequently. And there is another marker here. And it simply says, I don't know if you can see that, unknown. How sad is that? Not knowing who her mother was, not knowing for sure who's buried here, and with this being 3 Crouches in a row, with no information on her mother, I was wondering if this could possibly be her mother. In the comments below, let me know what you think about that. And if you possibly can find any information, let me know. Lenny, thank you for letting us visit you today. And we're going to go over to Babyland. And I have some stories to tell you about that. So I'm going to pause the video. Hopefully I won't lose you. Because every time I do this, I lose the video. So hopefully this won't be the end of the video. This looks like pot. Okay guys, we are here at Babyland. And this is such a sad place to be. Matthew 19:14. For such is the kingdom of heaven. We brought, I'm going to try to keep the names of the children out of it. I'm just going to walk around, so put your headphones in. I'm going to tell you a little story. We brought my granddaughter, who was, I know people say autism spectrum. She was diagnosed with Asperger's back before they started using autism spectrum. And we brought her here. We set up a camera because she's very gifted. And we let her just walk around because she's very in tune with everybody's feelings. And she used to come out and tell us so many things about what she sees and what she hears. Things that she should not know. And we're always like, how did she even know that? We don't, things that she never should have heard or known, even people's names that we've never mentioned before. So, I have a car going by, so I'm keeping my camera down. Anyways, Babyland, when we brought her here, we set up a camera where it was just kind of aimed kind of where she was walking. And we let her walk through, and she would stop and at certain graves, and she would talk. One in particular, she stopped at, and she carried on a conversation for a good 3-4 minutes with one of the little boys. And it was just amazing. She asked him if he was lonely, if he was sad, if he had toys to play with. And I won't say the little boy's name. But his headstone does have toys on it. And when we reviewed it, we had to come back to Babyland and look at where she stood and verify the name that she repeated. And she could not read at the time. She wasn't quite 5. She could not read at the time. And she knew the little boy's name. And it's just amazing. We took her all through the cemetery. She knew if it was a man or a woman. She described one lady to us, and we asked her, how do you know what this woman looks like? And she said, she's standing right there by you. If that did not totally freak us out, I don't know what else would have. She even told us that the woman was a school teacher. So that was really, I hope that she never loses that gift. I haven't spoken to my granddaughter in over 6 years. And someday I hope I get a chance to see her again. So I'm going to be quiet. We do have the city crew working on some tree removal over there, so you're going to hear them. But I'm going to walk around Babyland. So put your headphones in. What really saddens me is the ones that just say infant son or infant daughter, and they were never named. Okay, I'm going to stop this video here. I'm going to go to another location here in the cemetery. I'll be right back with you. Okay, some food for thought. Inside these crypts or mausoleums, they are usually just in a casket. And when they leak, water gets into them or whatever, caskets are usually made of wood or even metal will eventually rot, deteriorate. And I've been, and you can see where they've gone through with concrete and kind of sealed up the cracks over the years. I've been here when there's been some not so nice stuff oozing from this crypt. But since over the past few years, they've definitely have sealed this up. But this isn't the only thing I wanted to show you at this stop. But this is a really cool crypt. It has a vent pipe and little vents. Kind of a creepy a thought there. But yes, there's 2 vent pipes. And it is sealed up. And kind of a odd smell. Yeah. But very unique, very neat little crypt. The other thing I wanted to come for is what everybody calls, sorry about the sunlight. I'll get over here where I don't really like walking on graves. I was raised to not step on people's graves. The weeping, well, some people call it the weeping angel. She's not really an angel, but she's beautiful. Let me get. Oh, the sun is right in a really bad spot. So I'm going to walk around her in different angles. She's beautiful. People said that they have come out here and they have seen what looks like tears coming from her eyes. Is this true? I don't know. I have not been lucky enough to witness this. It is beautiful though. I'm going to get a little closer so you can see her face. And she's holding a laurel wreath. Absolutely stunning work. Beautiful. The sun is being a pain in our necks today. But from here I can see her face clearly. I know you guys probably can't because of the sun. But let's see if I can zoom in. She is absolutely beautiful. But people claim they've been out here and there has been tears coming from her eyes. So, I'm going to take a moment and just be quiet. Other than a few pesky flies and bees. Let's just see if you hear anything. I was looking as I walked around the cemetery. It's quite a large cemetery. It's not as big as some that I've been to. I was really hoping to find a sundial. It does have several crypts throughout it, and monuments, tall monuments. And there are some buffalo soldiers also buried here. And when we were driving past this crypt, that's another thing that I wanted to say. When we brought my granddaughter here, if you ever take a child that is gifted or shows signs of knowing things, be sure that they understand, because my granddaughter, when we passed this, she was waving. We asked her who she was waving at, and she said, that man standing there. And we're like, none of us see a man, but she did. And all through the whole cemetery, she kept saying, there's that man. And he wanted her to come with him. That was very frightening. She didn't quite understand what she was seeing, and we were trying to teach her as we went. So yes, if you ever take a child, be sure that they understand that what they see sometimes isn't really there and isn't always safe. Anyways, everybody, thank you for watching. This is Laura with Haunted Ramblings. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, share it. Leave me some comments. Let me know if you heard anything, what you felt about anything. What do you think about the little headstone, and what you think about Babyland? And leave me some comments and some likes, and I will catch you again soon with another haunted cemetery. Has nothing but numbers on headstones. Alright? Catch you again soon. Bye!